Hello, everyone. This is Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, the Disrupt Meister. Welcome to the One Bitcoin Show. Today is November the 4th. 2018. What's that shirt say? Strong hand, long-term thinking. One Bitcoin equals one Bitcoin. This game is not rigged, unconfiscatable. Personal responsibility is a new crowd culture. Deferral of gratification. I've said too many sayings. So this week in Bitcoin on Friday was awesome. Check it out. It's linked to below. Disruptmeister.com. Watch all my old videos. Techbalt.com. TechBalt.com. Watch all the old This Week in Bitcoin videos. Techbalt is my Twitter handle. I'm tweeting out all sorts of stuff. So yeah, Friday's show was good. Yesterday's Beyond Bitcoin show was hilarious as usual. If you want to hear my Halloween and Thanksgiving stories, and who knows what else goes on This Week in Bitcoin. So not on This Week, This Week on the Beyond Bitcoin show. I'm getting them all confused. And this is the One Bitcoin show, of course. Welcome. Speaking of the One Bitcoin show, on Thursday's show, this comment was left in the chat section from Steve Brule. He said, 3 years ago, people should have tried to own 10 Bitcoin. Now people need to try and own 1 Bitcoin. 3 years from now, everyone will try to own 0.1 Bitcoin. So imagine 3 years ago. You don't want to be in the situation now like you are now, regretting, oh, I could have bought 10 Bitcoin back in 2005. First of all, don't be like that now. But so just first step is to get that first Bitcoin. But back in 2021, when you're struggling to get that 0.1 Bitcoin, don't be that guy saying, oh, I wish I would have gotten 1 Bitcoin back in the days of the One Bitcoin show on the Bitcoin Meister channel in 2018. So yeah, value your wealth in Bitcoin. That dude definitely is. Okay, so the Bcash pump, the Bcash crypto dividend. Everyone's starting to talk about it now this weekend. How strange. And we can learn a lot from this situation now that people are starting to talk about it. And Coinbase apparently came out with this announcement. Now, I've seen this retweeted. I didn't see it from Coinbase's mouth, but today's Sunday, the 4th of November, and Bcash did pump yesterday and today, actually. And this is part of the reason, but I'll get more into it. And this is what Coinbase said. In the unlikely event that multiple viable chains persist after the fork, Coinbase will ensure that customers have access to their funds on each chain. Okay, so in the unlikely, the market is saying right now, people are getting pumped for there being 2 Bcashes. So I don't think it's too unlikely here, okay? But that's besides the point. So Coinbase now has put that out there. And now people are like, oh, there's going to be a Bcash fork. I should get Bcash. I'm going to end up with 2 Bcashes. And this information about the Bcash fork, as you all know, I've been talking about this since at least August. All of the information has been out there. Yet you get tweets like this one too. Let me show you. Let me show you how the situation, how it's going on social media now with the Bcash. Like this is completely new news. Okay, this really is going to be the easiest money I ever made. Just sit back and watch the fork do all the rest. I think people forget that Bcash has done 3x out of nowhere many times for a lot less bullish news. This trade is a no-brainer. All the Bcash haters will cry. Okay, dude. And so someone replied to that. Now, this reply explains the current situation really well. And that what that dude just said probably is going to happen. That Bcash is going to pump even more. This is a real tweet. Can you explain how the fork works to the newbies, or send a link? So here's a guy replying to a Bcash fork related tweet, and he He's a noob. He has no idea that such things have already happened before. That Bcash, just a little over a year ago, this is the way it was formed, from a fork. This is how it works. So there are people who are going to be buying Bcash on all these rumors of, oh, it's the next big thing, it's splitting in two, without the experience of the past, and without the knowledge that this was even going to happen. It's just news to them now. And again, oh yeah, sorry, I just read that. So people are just waking up to this 11 days beforehand, despite it being talked about here again on this channel for months. It's not like they've been hiding this information. It's not like this is insider information, but yet it is insider information, isn't it? Because people just don't pay attention. People don't read articles. I mean, and so now there's a hysteria. A hysteria is building. Oh, there's only 11 days to get into this thing, and so the price is pumping. Now, why am I even going into such detail with all of this stuff? It's because this can be applied to the Bitcoin halving in 2020. Clearly, we all know there's going to be a Bitcoin halving in 2020. We've known it for a while. We've been talking about it since the 2016 halving. Look at the reactions to the Bcash fork. Look at the people's reaction all over social media. Like it's news. It's the biggest thing. It's a new thing. Something like this has never happened before. Or some people referring to some mystical event a long time ago that it did happen before. Okay, this is how the 2020 halving is. It's all of a sudden going to pop up on the scene because Coinbase is going to talk about it. Some other exchange is going to talk about it, some other exchange. And it's not until the exchanges talk about it and the other exchanges talk that it gets into these 80% traders' radar. And then they're just like, holy moly, I didn't know. Oh, now I got to get into it. Now I got to start hyping it. And so you're going to see a similar situation again. And you know, these are two different. Bitcoin is the rock, but this Bcash is a top tier altcoin. So this is a smaller scale of what's going to happen. But so let's analyze this situation. Go back to this situation. That these newbies who have not been through this before, who don't understand that their Bcash was even formed this way, are going to be buying more and more of it because they want to, or who knows why. They're going to get into this hype. So here's, again, another announcement, and this is going to keep triggering people. This is from Nova Exchange, and they straight up say, Bcash will undergo a hard fork on the 15th of November. We will support the new chain, Satoshi's vision, and airdrop it to our Bcash holders. Check news page for more information. So expect more and more announcements like that from all sorts of exchanges saying, hey, keep your Bcash on our exchange. You'll get your free Satoshi vision also. And again, this just should have all been expected. Again, I was saying it a while ago. I've been talking about this fork for a while, but I've been also saying that, yeah, because of the hype, because of the newbies, that probably the new one plus the old one are going to add up to more than just what the old one was. And this is the reason why, because you got people asking in threads about the fork, what the heck's a fork? They don't even know. They don't know about crypto dividends. They're newbies, or they just don't pay attention, or they like fancy sentences and graphics where they learn nothing. Pound that freaking like button for this type of darn show where you actually learn something. So no, I'm not saying to buy Bcash. All these freakazoids are saying to do it because I want to get 2 Bcashes. Now, again, if you happen to have Bcash, you're going to have to learn. I mean, you're going to have to make a decision here. You're valuing your wealth in Bitcoin. How can you take this situation to get the most Bitcoin possible for that Bcash that you have? Are they going to pump it up to a level beforehand that will, just be very much worth your while to turn into Bitcoin then? Who knows? But basically, I think before this pump started, it was at 7% of a Bitcoin. I would have to say that the 2 coins afterwards, and there could still not be 2 coins afterwards. And that's another factor to take into consideration. But yeah, if there are 2 coins afterwards, they'll add up to more than 7% of a Bitcoin. All right, so let's move on here. Digitalcurrencycon.com. But again, wait before we move on. For all the Bcash haters, and I know there are many of you, just look at this whole situation as a learning experience, and how even though all the information is out there, that the hype cycle doesn't start till the very last minute until their trusted third-party sources like Coinbase say it's okay, or that all the exchanges start saying that it's going to happen. Again, and this will happen. This will happen with the halving also. All these people who didn't know that the Bitcoin supply is going to get cut in half, the new Bitcoin, they're all going to be like, holy moly, I got to get it now. I got to get it now. Coinbase just mentioned this Bitcoin halving on this beautiful day of January 11th, 2020. I better get it now before the May halving. So this is the way crypto works. The insider information is out there, and it is insider information because all these jacks out there are they don't pay attention. They're just too much into like trying to turn Ripple into IOTA into Tron into whatever ICO, that they're not reading the basics that are out there. Crypto dividends, halvings, forks. It's been there, done that. We've seen it, and we've seen this pattern before of these hypes. All right, and whatever, 80%ers are going to do what 80%ers are going to do. If they're not going to learn, and they're going to just learn at the very last second, or try to grasp at the very last second, they're not prepared, and they're going to do silly things. Again, you learn so that you're prepared. So there is no panic. So there are no last minute moves, long-term thinking. So yeah, digitalcurrencycon.com. I'll be in New Orleans speaking there on December 3rd and 4th. That is coming back up in a month. Wow. The discount code is below Meister. Use them to get 20% off. And here we go. Bitcoin punishes the 80%ers. Yeah, that's true. So there's someone informed me about something called Lite.IM. And I linked to a tweet about it, and I linked to an article about it. You can now send and receive Litecoin on Facebook Messenger using Lite.IM. We are happy to announce that Lite.IM is now live on Facebook Messenger. 2 billion Facebook users now have direct access to easily and securely send and manage and invest in Litecoin. All right, manage and invest. It's not that easy, first of all. It's like 8 different steps you got to take to integrate something on top of your Facebook Messenger so that you can send Litecoin. Okay? Now there's a lot of... That's nice that someone built a little app that you can use with your Facebook Messenger. But this is not like Facebook saying, just building it into their messenger so that everyone with Facebook can easily send Litecoin. That's not the situation. And again, this is a cool thing, but like, you already have to be a Litecoin fan to even go through these steps to do this. Okay. It's not like people on Facebook are going to want to like go to Lite.IM and do this. There's no incentive. There's nothing. Again, what's going to be big one and what will count to make it, this will be made completely useless one day when Facebook either creates their own cryptocurrency or integrates some cryptocurrency into their platform and makes it very easy to store that cryptocurrency on Facebook. It makes Facebook like a crypto bank of some sort. Or maybe something I cannot even envision, but they can make it super duper easy. This doesn't make it easy. It's cool. It's for all the Litecoin hypers out there. They can say this is awesome. But again, it's like the people that are building. I mean, it's not the easiest thing in the world. Just like and again, you have to give your personal information too, I believe. You have to create an account and all this. And again, it's a nice try, and the people are in motion. But I just wanted to say that Facebook could easily cancel it all out and and they will one day. One day, these big social media giants in the United States, in the Western world, will integrate some type of cryptocurrency into their platform, whether it be their own private cryptocurrencies, whether it be Bitcoin, which it should be, or King of the Trolls convince them to do Bcash. And again, Twitter will do something like that. So again, that's why some of these top tier cryptos, which are centralized on a certain level, which have marketing teams, do have an advantage over Bitcoin. Will pump. Why some of them will pump again when because these social media platforms are giant. I mean, everybody and their mothers on Facebook, and people are on Twitter. We and when people get banned from them, it's the end of the world. We've seen it. We've been there. We've done that. So when one of them finally jumps on cryptocurrency, it's going to be a big deal. Imagine if they pick Bcash. I brought this up before, and I'm no Bcash fan. But again, King of the Trolls is a salesman. He can go to Jack at Twitter and sell and say, make this your official cryptocurrency, make it easy to use on your platform. And Jack in 1 second can do that. But again, hopefully they'll pick Bitcoin. But the whole point of this whole talk was that, yeah, Lite.IM is a lot more complex than that. And it isn't being forced in people's faces. It's something they'd have to opt into. Again, the social media platforms, if they choose to go with the cryptocurrency one day, they'll throw it right in your face, okay? It'll be unavoidable. They throw everything in your darn face, okay? They try to guide your whole darn life on there. They show you which one of your friends, they pick the friends that you see in your feed and everything. All right, so pound that like button. Let's talk about some, and some would say they kind of spam you in certain ways, And speaking of spam, and this is real spam. They don't spam. I mean, again, if Facebook will spam your email, like reminding you, hey, you haven't checked your Facebook in a while. Look what your friends said. So there's something called, I mentioned this on a previous email, something called a previous show of mine, something called Initiative Q. And right after I mentioned it, coincidentally, people in my comment section, fake YouTube accounts in my comment section, start leaving comments about Initiative Q and leaving affiliate links for Initiative Q. You sign up for Initiative Q, they get some Initiative Q. Okay, I'm getting that BitConnect taste in my mouth. Okay, don't give them any information. Don't even play this game. They're saying they're the next Bitcoin. I'm just talking about it so you all know about it in advance. So you'll be like, oh yeah, this is the big new BitConnect thing. And Adam was talking about I talked about a week ago now, or it was last week, whatever. So be prepared. Don't fall into the trap. Bitcoin is the next Bitcoin. Don't get BitConnected up the yin yang. I don't know how anybody could fall. Well, 80% are going to do what 80% are going to do. Just like how they find out about forks at the last moment and think they're the biggest news in the world, that Bcash is going to fork, better buy my Bcash. They're going to find out Initiative Q and they'll never have heard of a BitConnect, and they'll be like, oh, this sounds great. And again, maybe Initiative Q will be okay. I don't know. All I know is that all of a sudden all these people are posting ridiculous things that look somewhat identical in my comments, and it gets spammed because they're just leaving these affiliate links. And yes, since it's spam, that kind of stuff, which is left by robots, I erase. Again, if you're an Initiative Q fan and you leave a real comment, I'll leave. Of course, I'll leave it up there. But I get rid of all spam, and trust me, there's a lot of spam that still comes in here from all sorts of other scams. But it's various stuff like pump groups, and just it's ridiculous. This is pretty organized effort out there, and it seems like they might have some backing behind them, and it might catch on because it's got that BitConnect type of feel to it. Matt Odell first notified me to this, and now it's right in my face. They're leaving comments. Okay, so the Tether FUD is like gone now totally because the Bitfinex premium is like what, $60, $50 now. It's disappearing. So that's old news. Let's close that chapter. It shouldn't have given you a Bitcoin weak hand anyway. And you know that tomorrow they might announce some ETF thingamajiggy or whatever. It's not the major ETF. You shouldn't be looking forward to it. Okay? It doesn't mean they're going to get approved eventually. This isn't the solid X1 anyway, the Van Eck, whatever the heck it's called. So, I tell people don't get too excited, don't get too down. Just keep an even keel. And they might have some announcement tomorrow of some sort. You still have, no matter what they announce, you still have the same amount of Bitcoin as you previously did. Again, the ETF stuff, because 80%ers, or whoever you want to call them, because most of the market doesn't care to do research, they don't realize that there's going to be an ETF eventually. They're so, if it doesn't happen tomorrow, they panic. That's the type of people we have here. And since it won't happen tomorrow, they'll say, "Oh, it'll never happen," even though 2019, 2020, whatever. So it's not priced in that there's going to be an ETF yet. It's not priced in yet because people are just they're in denial, even though it is going to happen. They need it to be some magical, mystical authority say it will happen, and then they'll be like, okay, Coinbase said it will happen, thus it will happen. But that's not going to happen either. So they're not going to believe it until they see it, type of thing. Again, as someone who understands the space, you should know financialization is inevitable. It might not be tomorrow, it might not be next week. It's inevitable. So you get in before everybody realizes that it's inevitable. You've got that insider information that should not even be insider information. It's completely ridiculous that everything I talk about on my videos, almost every single thing I talk about on my videos is insider information, because people are just so enamored with the most ridiculous things on the planet that they cannot take the moment to understand what is going on. But whatever, that's the way the world works. And you make the most of it. Don't worry about what the other people are doing or saying. That with the 80%, what's cool? Don't try to fit in. It's overrated. Pound the freaking like button, and you won't end up like them complaining about, why did all those people have insider information and I didn't? Why are they so rich? It's unfair. Let's find a way to take away their Bitcoin. I thought my coin was, whatever, Initiative Q was the next Bitcoin. The government confiscate their Bitcoin. Just like you could confiscate my Initiative Q since it was centralized. No, dude, you really don't get it. It's unconfiscatable. Pound that freaking like button. It's 2023. We're wealthy. You're not. You should have known 2018, baby. I'm here in the present. You're watching this in the future. You're crying your eyes out. I told you in 2018, okay? Mention MGTOW's out in Tahiti sipping a fine glass of wine. All right. So, and it's in 2023, I mean. Right now, he's still got his strong hand. We've all got our strong hand in the present because we know about the future. All right. So Whale Panda has something about here's a final warning to everyone out there. A final story that should make you think. And Whale Panda sums it up this way. College kid starts trading crypto in 2017. Goes from $5,000 to $880,000 by the end of the year. Loses a lot of money at the start of 2018 and now has to pay $400,000 in taxes. Even though taxation is theft, obviously, you still want to prepare yourself for it. This is an amazing Reddit thread. This kid, and he is just a kid, I think he's 21 or 22 years old, that Whale Panda is referring to. He bought Ethereum from Coinbase. It appeared he made a lot of transactions on Coinbase. I mean, he got a tax form from Coinbase. The kid even posted the tax form on Reddit. He's so scared because he should have already paid his taxes for 2017. All right, and he hasn't paid his taxes for 2017 yet. And it's an interesting story. This is why you shouldn't be a trader. This is why you shouldn't be going back and forth a million times, but between crypto on Coinbase and where they've already got your Social Security. I mean, again, you signed up for Coinbase. You signed up for this, kiddo. You signed up for your $400,000 tax bill when you don't have, I think he doesn't even have $100,000 anymore or something like that. It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. And he's delayed it. He's delayed it already. He should have paid his 2017 taxes already. And so he posted this on, I think, a Reddit tax forum. And so there's serious accountants there saying, dude, you are in big trouble. You got to take care of this ASAP. Again, don't get into this hold, people. Have a strong hand. Don't play. He was going, Ethereum, ICOs, this, that, and the other. He didn't know what the heck he was doing. If he would have stayed with the rock, he'd still value his wealth in Bitcoin. He'd still have all his Bitcoin. He wouldn't have to pay taxes because he wouldn't have sold his Bitcoin. It's that simple. But now he Ethereum'd it up. He played games, and now it's a disaster for the guy. And he said, "Did crypto ruin my life?" I think that was the title of it. And no, it didn't ruin his life. He'll, if he calms down, does the right thing, you can get over anything, people. You can get over anything, even a mistake like that. But think long term, value your wealth in Bitcoin so you don't get into a situation like that. Pound that freaking like button. I'm Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, Disrupt Meister. Remember to subscribe to this channel, like this video, share this video. Check out the link section below. I will say hi to you dudes in the chat. Buy and hold.